If you want to find a new job, then I want you to I need you to watch this week's training, because I'm going to tell you the very first thing you have to do once you've decided that you are ready for that next step, whatever that looks like in your career. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Sara Curto. I am a certified career and leadership coach, and I help clients and unhappy workers and employees find their dream jobs or get their next promotions, where they get to work less hours while making more money and more of an impact, all while feeling happy and fulfilled, finally, doing work that they love. Welcome to my little channel of the YouTube corner, and I appreciate you being here. I drop in every week with a new training that's really guided and created to help you do the same thing as my clients. So if you don't want to miss a single one, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I really want as many people as possible loving their works, at least liking their work, instead of hating or tolerating it. So sick my life's work. So thank you so much for being here and for your support. Okay, so you want to find a new job. There's something you got to do first, and it's not what you think it is. In all likelihood, you think, I want a new job. Let me go update my resume. That is not the first thing you have to do. Or sometimes I even hear, I'm ready for a new job. I think it's time I reach out to so-and-so to start to have a coffee so I can discuss it. That's not what you're going to do first. Or I hear, I need a new job. Actually, I think it's a career. Oh shoot, I don't want to have to go back to school. Okay, I'll stay. No, that's also not it. Especially because that loops you back to doing nothing. Here is what you actually have to do when you are ready for a new job. And that is, you have to know what kind of job you want. It all starts with that. So whether that is the same job in a different type of company because you don't like your current company, or you have a boss that you want to run from, or it's the next step job because you're a little bored, or it's the same job but in a new industry because you want to be challenged to learn something new, or you're just kind of sick and tired of the industry you're in. Or if it's a new career, you need to figure out what that career is. Or if it's the next step, you need to think about what is the exact next step that I want. And the reason why we need to start with what you want as your very first step is because it informs everything else. So when you know what job you want and what industry you want, then you can write a resume targeting that job or that industry. Instead of thinking that's the first thing you have to do, so you update an old resume with your current job, and your resume then is selling you for the job you have, not the job you want, because obviously you don't even really know what that job is yet. So that is why knowing what you want is the first step. When it comes to a next step in terms of a promotion, knowing what that next step looks like allows us not only to do the resume stuff and all of that, it also allows us to do what we call a gap analysis. Is what do we need at this level, and what do we have now, and what's the kind of gap, what are we missing? And that allows you to start filling in that gap so that you can make it happen. When it comes to that small slice, it is a small slice, but the small slice of people that are like, I need to talk to so-and-so as their first step because they're ready to find a new job. knowing what you want allows you to actually talk to them and get great advice to help you discover how to get into that job you want, to see if they know of anyone. They can only help as much as they can help. But also, if you are really struggling with knowing what it is you want, and that's why you want to talk to them, then that conversation can be about them helping you figure out what it is you want. It means that conversation becomes more intentional, it becomes more focused, and it allows you and the other person. So number one, it allows the other person to actually help you. When you're asking for help, people struggle when they don't know exactly how to do it. So we want to make it easier for them by kind of identifying a little bit of how they could help you. And you knowing what it is you want, or knowing you're struggling to figure out what it is you want, that allows you to walk into that conversation with that intention of what kind of help you need, which allows them to actually help you. And then when we're talking about that career change loop that I described, when you start with, okay, well, let me figure out what it is I want to do, it breaks you out of that loop of, I want a new career. Oh no, I need to maybe go back to school. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to stay here. It breaks you out of that loop because we actually figure out what it is we want to do. And then we see, do we actually need any more education for it? So I rest my case. I hope you have heard and understand. And if you need help figuring out what this all looks like, and then I want you to download my free guide, the Find Your Dream Job, comprehensive, everything you need to know about figuring out what it is you want and then what to do with it after that, so that you can find your own dream job where you work less, make more, and finally feel fulfilled and happy doing work you love instead of hate. So let me know in the comments what it is you want next. And if you have made that mistake in the past about starting with something else. I'll see you down there, and I'll also see you next week with another training. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye. If you liked this video, then I invite you to join me in the Find Your Dream Job program, where you work less, make more money, and finally feel fulfilled doing work that you love. Find out more at www.saracurto.ca/CYLA. See you there.